pursuit of continuous quality education.
Living up to DepEd's mandate of no student should be left behind.
From the home of Sarong-Bangi,
The land of Oragons. This is Santo Domingo National High School. School on Air.
School on Air.
Good day, everyone, especially to my grade 9 students. You are now listening to our first School on the Air program where you will learn different skills with fun-filled activities. I am your radio teacher, Ma'am Weng Balute, serving you with the different skills to learn in Science 9. It is good day to learn new things. I am thankful that despite of our COVID-19 crisis we are in, you are still willing to learn. Make sure that you are now in a comfortable place, far from noise, so that you can hear me loud and clear. At this point, get your learning activity sheet or LAS in Science 9, Quarter 3, Week 3. Again, get your LAS in Science 9, Quarter 3, Week 3. Before we start, make sure that you have your pen, paper, or notebook with you. Again, you should have your pen, paper, or notebook with you. This time, hold your LAS and let us have a quick walkthrough. Make sure that the title of the LAS that you are holding is Volcanoes and Geothermal Energy. Again, the title of the LAS must be Volcanoes and Geothermal Energy. To be guided in using this LAS, here are some reminders. Take your time in reading the lessons. Read and follow instructions in the activities. And lastly, answer all the activities honestly and diligently. Now, familiarize yourselves with the following terms and icons which I will be mentioning. On page 1, we have there, Let's Understand. Again, go to page 1 and look for Let's Understand. Do you see it? Great! Now, let's go to the third page. Do you see the words, Let's Analyze? Again, do you see the words, Let's Analyze? Amazing! What about Let's Try or Evaluation on page 3? Do you see it? Again, do you see the words, Let's Try or Evaluation on page 3? Wonderful! And lastly, do you see the words, Let's Create at the bottom of page 4? Again, do you see the words, Let's Create on page 4? Really good. Thank you for following through. And there you have it. If you see all of it, you are now ready to learn our first lesson. If you find something missing in the module, please feel free to ask assistance from your family. After this lesson, you must be able to illustrate how energy from volcanoes may be tapped for human use. Now, go to page 1 and let's start learning. Volcanoes are landforms that eject excess heat and molten rocks called magma from within the earth. The presence of hot magmas below the surface of active volcanic regions offer a source of heat that can be tapped for various uses. such as heating systems and industrial. This heat from the Earth's interior is called geothermal energy. Again, this heat coming from the Earth's interior is called geothermal energy. The word geothermal traces its roots to the Greek words geo means earth and therm means heat. In the areas where the crust is fractured, thinned, or faulted, hot magma comes close to the surface. Magma that comes in direct contact with water represents geothermal energy. Again, geothermal energy comes from direct contact of water to magma. On page 1 of your activity sheet or last, you will see figure 1, which shows the schematic representation of an ideal geothermal system, where a geothermal reservoir is formed when the heat of the earth warms up water which is trapped in rock formations beneath its surface. Thus, geothermal energy can be traced in areas that have a lot of hot springs, geysers, or volcanic activity. Again, geothermal energy can be traced in areas that have a lot of hot springs, geysers, or volcanic activity, or in short, in the areas nearby volcanoes. Geothermal energy is renewable. Again, geothermal energy is renewable. Hence, it is efficient and sustainable. Geothermal energy is considered a renewable resource because it uses the Earth's heat that is constantly produced beneath the surface and water that is replenished by rainfall. The Philippines, which is a home to hundreds of volcanoes, utilizes these resources and taps from them. As such, the country ranks second in the world's production of geothermal energy. Also, the production of electricity from geothermal energy is cheaper compared to electricity production using natural gas, coal, and hydropower. On page 2 of your last, you will see a table showing some of geothermal power plants in the country which are used to generate electricity. These are Tiwi Geothermal Power Plant at Tiwi Albay, our very own, which is near at Mount Mayon and Mount Malinaw volcanoes. Next, we have Mindanao Geothermal Power Plant at Kidapawan, North Cotabato, situated at the vicinity of Mount Apo. Another is Tongonan Geothermal Power Plant at Tongonan, Leyte, having the ancestral Mount Baon near it. Then, Northern Negros Geothermal Power Plant at Bago City, Negros Occidental, studied at the foot of Mount Canlaon. Lastly, Macban Geothermal Power Plant at Laguna with 3 volcanoes nearby it, namely Mount Taal, Mount Makiling, and Mount Banahaw. Since we are talking about geothermal energy, let's have a review about it. Energy is the ability to do work, such as making things move and heating them up. Energy can take many forms, including electrical, chemical, radiant, mechanical, and heat. In a geothermal power plant, thermal energy is transformed into electrical energy. Again, in geothermal power plant, thermal energy is transformed into electrical energy. It is a facility which uses naturally occurring steam or heat to drive turbine generators to produce electricity. Still on page 2 of your last, you will see figure number 2. That figure shows a flow chart of geothermal energy flow in a geothermal power plant wherein the geothermal reservoir is initially having thermal energy which is converted into mechanical energy at the turbine and passed on to the generator to finally transform it into electrical energy. So, that is how energy is transformed in geothermal power plant. Again, energy is converted from thermal energy to mechanical energy, then finally to electrical energy. Another figure on page 2 of your list can be found. That is figure 3, showing the main parts of geothermal power plant. Its parts are geothermal reservoir, which contains large volume of underground hot water and steam in porous and fractured hot rock. Next is the turbine, which is a machine with blades that are rotated by the forceful movement of liquid or gas, such as air, water, or steam, which is the vapor form of water that develops when water boils. Another is the generator. It is another machine that converts mechanical power into electricity by spinning copper wires that serves as conductors within a magnetic field. There you have it also, the cooling towers, which are a special type of heat exchanger that allows water and air to come in contact with each other to lower the temperature of hot water. During this process, small volumes of water evaporate, lowering the temperature of the water that is being circulated throughout the cooling tower. Lastly, the injection well, wherein the water is injected into an underground reservoir. Geothermal production and injection wells are constructed of pipes layered inside one another and cemented into the earth and to each other. Now, after listening to our discussion, perhaps you are ready to digest what you have learned. So please get your pen and a sheet of paper. Again, get your pen and paper for your answer sheet. Your answer sheet will be submitted during the scheduled retrieval of modules. Now let us proceed to part A of Let's Analyze and answer the following questions. First, where would you expect the scientists to locate geothermal energy? Be able to explain your answer. Again, where would you expect the scientists to locate geothermal energy? Explain your answer. I am giving you a minute to do it. Are you done? Wonderful. Perhaps you are wondering if your answer is right. Here is the correct answer, so please check your work. Geothermal energy can be traced in areas where there is a presence of volcano or where there are a lot of hot springs, chasers, or volcanic activity. I repeat, geothermal energy can be traced in areas where there is a presence of volcano or where there are a lot of hot springs, chasers, or volcanic activity. Is your answer similar to this? Then mark it 3 points. For the second question, how is energy from volcanoes tapped as a source of electricity? Again, how is energy from volcanoes tapped as a source of electricity? You may now start answering. A minute starts now. I can sense that your pens are resting. Let me see if you got it right. The answer is, hot water is pumped from deep underground through a well under high pressure. When the water reaches the surface, the pressure is dropped, which causes the water to turn into steam. The steam spins a turbine which is connected to a generator that produces electricity. Did you get it right? Amazing! If your answer is similar to the concept of the answer I have given, then give yourself another 3 points. Lastly, why do you think that using geothermal power benefits the community? Explain your answer. Again, why do you think that using geothermal power benefits the community? Explain your answer. Another minute will be given for you to answer. Answer is, since geothermal power plants do not use fuel, they can offer their customers stable electricity costs, and it is renewable and sustainable. I think everybody got the correct answer. Bravo, you did it! For the part B, rearrange the given 5 sentences on page 3 of your list according to how the heat from the earth is tapped as a source of electricity in a power plant. Again, rearrange the given 5 sentences according to how the heat from the earth is tapped as a source of electricity in a power plant. You may write the number sequence only. You have 1 minute to do it. Let's see if you are consistent in getting correct answer. The correct sequence are 5, 1, 2, 4, and 3. Are you perfect? Great! You will get 1 point each for every correct answer. At this point, please proceed to Let's Try or Evaluation and then the 10 mind-bubbly questions. Write only the letter corresponding to your answer. Make sure to answer all the given items. Your 1 minute starts now. Are you done? Check your answers again with this key. Number 1 is C, 2 is A, 3 is B, 4 B, 5 C, 6 is A, 7 is C, 8 is A, 9 B, and 10 is C. Are you perfect? Wonderful! Now that we are almost done with our lesson, it's about time to enhance your skills in our topic, volcanoes and geothermal energy. You are asked to draw an illustration of a geothermal power plant. Label the main parts and show geothermal energy flow inside the power plant. Use arrows to show the energy transformations in your illustration. Again, you will draw an illustration of a geothermal power plant, then label the main parts and show geothermal energy flow inside the power plant. Use arrows to show the energy transformations in your illustration. I will personally check your answer in this part. You will be graded according to the rubrics that is given at the bottom of page 4 of your LESS. Make sure to consider the given criteria for you to be able to get the highest rating. Your grade will be recorded in your performance output. If you have a hard time in understanding the directions, don't be hesitant to ask some help from your family, or you may also phone your teacher if you need some help. May I remind you again that your answer sheet will be passed on our scheduled module retrieval, and that will be on Wednesday. We are about to end our first episode today in Science 9. I am encouraging you to give some feedback and suggestions. Your feedback will be of great help for the next episodes to come. Keep safe and join us again in the next episode, which is all about geothermal power plant. So keep tuning in our School on Air programs for you not to be left behind. Again, this is Teacher Weng Balute, your teacher broadcaster for Science 9, saying, enduring through positivity and negativity is essential in unleashing a pool of energy for the world and humanity. Goodbye!